To make the quiche and sausage rolls, I need to make the fathead dough. So for this, I use 1 bag, 250 grams of pre-grated mozzarella. Don't buy mozzarella balls and grate it yourself, it won't work. To this, I then add 2 tablespoons of Philadelphia or any full-fat cream cheese will do. And then you microwave it. Mine takes about 2 minutes, but do it in bursts of 30 seconds until it's all melted. If the mozzarella is still stringy, you need to microwave it for a little bit longer and then incorporate it together well. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of almond flour, otherwise known as ground almonds, and then mix that in really, really well. It does, although it's cheese and flour, it does mix really, really well together, and this is what's going to form your dough. I usually do make the dough without anything else in, but today I'm adding a tablespoon of butter and an egg, and that's because I want more of a crispy finish on the dough for the sausage rolls. So I've added 1 tablespoon of melted butter and 1 egg, and I'm just going to mix and mix and mix until everything is completely combined. And just give it a really good stir. Once it's well combined, you should be able to get in with your hands then and work it like a dough. You know, it will look like a dough, and you'll be able to get your hands in it and work it, fold it, just like a dough. I'm then going to split it in half. Half of it's going to be for the sausage rolls and half of it's going to be for the quiche. So the sausage roll dough, I'm just rolling out into long oblong. I've already pre-cooked some sausages because the dough doesn't take long in the oven. The sausages do need to be pre-cooked. And all I'm going to do is roll it over and then seal the edges so that it all stays together in the oven. Once I've sealed the edges and I'm happy with them, I'm going to portion them into, you can make them as big or as small as you want, but as these are for a buffet for Christmas, if we have a buffet at all, I'm going to have them ready. I'm just going to do them into small portions because there's something that I am going to snack on, and I just want to have them in and have them ready. So these are quite small, but you can make them bigger, and there's something that you can take out for lunch if you do meal prep at weekend. And then they're going onto a baking tray, and a greased baking tray, are ready to go into the oven. Spread them out. They will rise quite a little bit actually. And they get baked at 160 for between 16 and 20 minutes. Because it's almond flour, it will brown quite well. So the other half of the dough I'm going to use to make a quiche, and again, because we're going to have a buffet at Christmas or any time we have a buffet during the holidays, I'm going to slice the quiche up and be able to portion it out. Now the dough does roll out well with a rolling pin, but I find it easy if you want to get a thinner dough, which is what I want for the quiche. I find it easier to put it between 2 pieces of greaseproof, and you can spread it. You don't actually have to roll it. You can actually spread it as thin as you like. It works really, really well doing it this way. And the greaseproof just peels off really, really easily as well. So I'm going to line, this is a 7-inch dish. I'm going to line the dough because it's going to be my pastry case, my fake pastry case. Going to line the dish with the dough, and then it's going to be cooked, and it's not just going to be a blind bake, it's actually going to be cooked thoroughly, because if you don't cook it and then add your filling, it goes soft and soggy, so you actually want it to crisp up. Now in hindsight, I would have left a little bit more around the sides because it shrunk back a little bit. So there's the sausage rolls, and what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to freeze them, then I'll have them in whenever I'm ready for a snack or doing a buffet. I'll take them out and I'll either microwave them or I'll warm them up in the oven. There's the completed quiche, and you can see the base is cooked really, really well. It has shrunk back a little bit, so I'm now making the filling. And so I'm going to use 5 eggs and whisk them up really, really well so you don't get any white bits or any little yellow bits. But the base does need to be cooked, because once you add the filling, it will soften it a little bit in the oven. So it's best to completely cook the base. I'm adding a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper to the eggs, and that was 5 eggs. And then 2 cups of cheese. Now I've got a little bit of fiery cheese in there as well as just some ordinary mature cheddar, and then mix it really, really well and pour it into your pre-baked base and just spread it round evenly. And it's better if it comes right to the top. Now to this I'm going to add some ham and some spring onions, and I just press it down lightly. I don't mix it in because sometimes it can sink, so it's better, I prefer it on the top, and it will work its own way into the base in the oven. And I'm going to then put that in the oven again for 160 for at least 20 minutes, but you're looking for the middle to be set. And there's the finished quiche with a lovely crispy crust on the outside, and I just portion it up, and again I'm going to freeze it so that I've got it to hand whenever I want.